welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelby and today I'm going to be going over 10 books that I want to read that are on Kindle Unlimited. Obviously there are a ton of books I would love to read off of Kindle Unlimited, but these are 10 that are just on my radar that I really want to read sooner rather than later. Maybe by the end of the summer would be great. As always, I will link all these books down below and let's get right into it. The first one is The Experiment by Amy Alves. This is the first book in a series and I believe the second or third book just came out or is coming out. So I've seen her books pop up on Instagram a lot. I didn't read a lot about the premise, but it kind of tagged it as fake dating, neighbors, small town romance, and all of those things really appeal to me, so that's all I need to know. The next one that I have is Southern Seducer by Jessica Peterson. This is another one that the new release has been all over Instagram, and so I wanted to go back and read the first book. This is a friends to lovers romance. The heroine is a divorced single mom, and the hero is a former pro athlete, and he's now back at his family farm working there now that he's no longer a famous athlete. And I think that the hero and heroine are brought back together. I don't think they've been in each other's lives for a while because they maybe hooked up once. Not sure, but it sounds really, really good. Then I have Protecting You by Claire Kingsley, and I love Claire Kingsley. I really love her Dirty Martini Running Club series, and I've also enjoyed a couple of her small town romances. The new release for this I think just came out. This is the first book in a small town romance series by her. It is a friends to lovers romance and they finally get their chance but something gets in the way. It's kind of the it's always been you trope. Then I have The Butterfly Effect by Kelly Elliott. This is the first book in her latest series. I've hesitated to pick it up because I actually don't really like the covers for this series compared to her cowboy romance series. But the tropes in this sound right up my alley and I do like her writing style. And this is a single parent brother's best friend small town romance, which are three things that I love. Then I have My Unexpected Serenity by Harlow James. I read one book by her last year. I really liked it. And the second book in the series I think just came out and a lot of people loved it. And this is about a recovering alcoholic billionaire and he falls for a bartender that he meets on a business trip. Not usually things I would go for, but I've heard good things, so I really want to check it out. Then I have We Were Once by S.L. Scott. I read one other book by her that I didn't really like, but this one sounds more up my alley versus the last one that I read. It's a new adult second chance romance, and it is two people that kind of come from opposite worlds. I think the heroine comes from more privileged lifestyle, and the hero is maybe middle lower class. Other than that, I don't know much more. It sounded good. I love the cover. Then I have One Hot Italian Summer by Karina Halley, and this has been on my TBR since it came out last year. And the heroine is an author, and she feels pressure to finish her new book, and her agent ends up offering her house in Italy to her to kind of go away, finish her book. But when she gets there, she discovers the house actually belongs to her agent's ex-husband, and he has a child, and they need to stay at the house. So I think it's going to be forced proximity. I really like how Karina Halley writes other places. She travels a lot. She's very well traveled. She does her research. So I love how she writes romances in other countries. Then I have Hating the Boss by Kristen Granada. I read a holiday novella from her in 2020 and I loved it. So I want to read more of her backlist, and this is one that really appealed to me. The hero and heroine have a one-night stand, and then the first day of school, the heroine discovers that her new boss is the guy she had the one-night stand with, and they end up not really liking each other, so it's enemies to lovers. This sounds really good. And then I have A Really Bad Idea by Janine Colette, and I just recently read one by her and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. So I want to read this one. It was recommended to me by a couple of people, and it is a best friends to lovers romance. The hero is a doctor and the heroine has a ticking biological clock, and she decides to, I think, freeze her eggs, and her best friend ends up making a proposition to her and offers to be her baby daddy. It's kind of a mix of 2 different books I've read this year, and I gave both of those 4 stars, so I think this is one I would really like. And the last one is one I actually just recently discovered, and it's by an author that I've read one book by in 2020, and that is Jessica Hawkins. And the book that I read by her was an office romance, and I've heard her other romances are very different from that one, and that one is kind of an anomaly. So I want to read her other stuff and see if it's up my alley. This one is called Come Undone, and the heroine is married, and she meets a really handsome stranger who has her questioning everything in her life, her marriage, her happiness, her job, things like that. So it's probably a love triangle and also deals with cheating. Very forbidden. Sounds really good. She just redid the covers, so that's how it became on my radar. So those are 10 Kindle Unlimited romances I would love to read by the end of summer. Let me know if you've read any of these and if you enjoyed them, and also some KU books that are on your radar. Like I said, I will link all these books down below, and I will see you guys on my next one.